out for some exercise, and we're going through the woods. I don't know where we're going. It's Jane's turn to choose the walk today. What was the temperature?
I think it was
4 degrees. The sun's very low, so it's going to be a bit annoying. It can be in your face, blinding you. Garage roof's leaking. Got a canoe in there, and it's filling up with water. So when we've done a walk, come back and have a coffee, I think we'll store it in the garage upside down, so the water will run off it. I'll fill it up, and then get a few dry days. I shall go up with some car under seal and see if I can find the hole in the roof. That's another little job for me. Oh, there's a few dog walkers, but not many. There's one right down there, right in the distance. No frost. Sun shining through there. Right, still plenty of puddles though, from the rain we've had. There's a big one just there. Just looking at the water when we had all the rain. It always does flood in this bit in the woods, you know, from about here all the way through. And it lays here for ages, but just look at those trees and the blue sky. Get good reflection. Look at that. See the trees and the water. Can't see anybody fishing. I don't know whether it's fishing season. I used to go out fishing, but it was like in summer. It's too blooming cold. It's not a hobby I'm really interested in. I haven't got the patience to sit there hours and hours and hours. More views of the boating lake. There's a lot of cars, considering it's supposed to be the lockdown again. Walking through the firs, is it? Or the pines, I don't know. I always forget what this bit of the woods is called. Just coming out, the traffic's behind us on the road, and we're walking away from it. Some other people are walking down there behind us. Oh!
What was that?
It's blue and its wings. It's a bird. Jay. Yeah, it's just gone up there. Look, there he is. You see him fly? There he is. Come here, Jane. It's on that branch. His bum's sticking towards it. Look, there he is. He's looking at us. So we've seen a buzzard, a jay, and there's loads of maggies, robins.
You don't see the blackbirds so much, do you?
No, not just lately. No. On our way home now. Walking down the edge of the woods on the road. A few rooks, crows, seen some blackbirds. Are we doing the boat first in the garage?
No, we're having coffee.
Coffee. Well, we're back home, and we've been for our exercise walk through the local woodlands. Thoroughsale Woods to be exact, and we've been around the boating lake. We're back home, had a coffee, and I thought, I know, I'll add to the video with some of the tools I use. Now, I was a woodland volunteer for the local woods, and also I've done litter picking at the country parks and all sorts of things, but I'm just going to go through some of the tools we used when working in the woodlands and some of the restrictions we had on us as volunteers. Now, one of the basic tools is a bow saw, one of these. These were mainly used for coppicing, because a lot of the woodland in this area are hazel, and you're supposed to cut them down every 10 years, and it makes them live longer. If you don't coppice hazel, it's got a life expectancy about 75 years from memory, and if you coppice it every 10 years, they'll last for 300 years. And the wood hazel used for furniture making and firewood and all sorts of things. And this is a standard 24-inch bow saw I used to use, and I still use it now for cutting, wood like this, for making things green wood. It's easy to use. You've got to be a little bit careful because it can jump out and catch your fingers. The reason why I use my own bow saw is simple reason is when you come to use one as a volunteer, they're all pretty blunt, so they're well abused. So I just hang it up in the shed, that one. Now, when I have been wild camping, I've took with me a smaller bow saw. It might actually not be called a bow saw. And this is one here. I'll just show you this. This is a lot smaller. You can see in comparison it's a lot smaller than that one, so you're limited to the diameter you can cut easily. And I've carry a leather sheath on it to protect the blade and to protect me. Okay. The other thing is to carry is these type saws for green wood as well. This is my own. I've got 2 or 3 of these. This is only a cheap one, but they're ideal for what we do. Just put that away without chopping your finger off. This one's a locking. Okay, and I'll hang that up. That hangs on a hook in the shed as well. So I'll put that up there. That's it, that'll do. There's another one there. I've got quite a few. One of the issues was working in the wood that they become very strict on what we could do and what we could carry in terms of tools, and it was an issue. The reason for this is the woods are very close to the town centre and the general public, and they said no fires, no axes, no billocks and stuff like that, which was absolutely ridiculous because they're our main tools. Before we're allowed to coppice the wood down, the wood was used for garden sticks and things like that and was sold to people. The brash or the bits and pieces, we just had a big fire, we made ourselves a cup of tea in the woods and we'd have sausages and all sorts of stuff. But they stopped us from doing that for health and safety because there's too many public. I have an axe, this one. I call it more of a hatchet, splitting wood logs and taking small branches off the side, but I was stopped from carrying this. The other thing was, this is a bill hook, Spear & Jackson bill hook. This was bought for me as a present. I bought it myself, but they gave me the money. And this was doing fencing and things like that, and again cutting small branches and things like that. And you can see the state of it. It's hardly been used because I wasn't allowed to use it, or none of us were allowed to use it. Okay. I made some knives, and this one's got a serrated blade for cutting small branches as well. Again, a tool I wasn't allowed to carry somebody's name on it. Wasn't allowed to use. It's another one. This is one I made myself. It's a draw knife, and can use this for making dowel rods, and for using to remove bark, and you use it like any other draw knife. And this one I made myself. It's a I can't remember what make that blade is, but it's quite a good quality blade, and you hold it with two hands and you drag it, draw it along towards you. And I find this a lot easier than the ones that have handles this way. It's another tool I use mainly in the shed. This is a knife I made. I'll show you this. And this is a Victorinox Ferrari Soho. It's a kitchen knife, and I modified it. It's like a general knife. I can use this for a little bit of whittling and things like that. I think it's a chef's knife. Again, I can't carry that now, but I quite enjoyed making it. I made the case for it. And this used to be round my belt. Little used, and it's like pruning. And in here you have a pruning knife, which you can't really carry around with you anymore. And these as well. These are useful if you're a walker, because sometimes you come across a path and it's overgrown and you just want to trim it back, you know, while you're walking, for the next people who come along the path, and it fits on your belt. Again, don't really carry it now because it could be classed as a weapon. It's all a bit sad really, because you know, you end up as a volunteer rather than coppicing and doing the nice things in the wood. You end up just clearing rubbish because you're not allowed to do anything else. But I will show you this. This is a very useful kit for camping, and while camping, it's a folding bow saw, and I'll dismantle it and try and do a video of it. Now this is a folding bow saw. You can see how long it is, or folding wood saw, and you undo the ends like that. Right, pull the ends off. So you got that, and the two ends. Hopefully it's coming out on camera. Slide two sections apart, like that. You have a blade. Right, got to remember how you do this, guys. Yeah, the blade goes in the slots. If you wonder why it's got these reflective bits on here, it's because if you drop it in the grass, it's difficult to see. So you put that in there like that. this bit goes in these holes like that. Okay, with it so far. Let's come out on camera. This slides through like that. I don't know whether you call this a bow saw, I'm not sure. I've always called it a bow saw. There you have it. You can see that. It's a folding. You're limited to the length of the blade, for going through logs, and also how deep you can cut. But that goes for a lot of saws. But this is ideal for wild camping, for cutting logs for your fire, things like that. I've had this a few years. I don't know if they still make them. It's a very, very simple design. You could actually make your own if you're a bit handy with metal tubing and things like that. But that's it really, and it's a real shame that we were stopped actually doing what we were supposed to do in the woods, you know, 'cause cutting down and making things in the wood I found it really interesting. And the other thing was we were also shown how to make furniture, which was excellent, like bodging. But hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.